Let's talk about perception. Perception is not something to develop. It is not a faculty to strengthen, an ability to sharpen, or a special kind of insight. It is not intuition. It is not interpretation. It is not spiritual awareness. Perception, as it is being used here, is not a skill. Perception means direct, unmediated sensing before management, explanation, or checking occurs, before thought organizes it, before emotion reframes it, before the system decides what to do with it. That state, direct sensing without interference, is the first condition required for the original divine human template to operate. Perception is the moment before response, before you adjust yourself, before you explain what you are noticing, before you decide whether it is acceptable, safe, or reasonable. It is not passive. It is not vague. It is not emotional. It is simply what is registered when nothing is managing it yet. Most people mistake perception for thinking about what they notice. This is not perception. Perception happens prior to analysis, justification, comparison, anticipation. And because it happens before those layers, it cannot be optimized or improved. It either leads or it does not. So, why am I saying that perception is the entry point to the divine human template? The original divine human template does not activate through effort. It is about structure. It becomes operational only under specific structural conditions. Those conditions are present when perception is trusted. Sensing leads before thinking. The system is not managing or compensating. Perception is the only layer of the human architecture that operates before control, does not require justification, does not preserve continuity through suppression. Thinking always manages something. Emotion always reacts to something. Behavior always follows a priority. Perception does none of those. It simply registers. And because the template requires integration rather than management, perception must be the first point of access. Without perception leading, the template cannot come online, not because it is gone, not because it is damaged, but because its operating conditions are not met. When perception does not lead, the human operating system automatically steps in. The system begins managing outcomes, impressions, consequences, stability. This management replaces sensing, not intentionally, not consciously. It happens because the system is designed to preserve continuity. When management leads, and this is through the human operating system, perception is still present, but it no longer has authority. Thought takes over, checking increases, urgency appears. This is not a malfunction, it is an adaptive response. But the moment management leads, the original divine human template cannot execute. Not because management is wrong, but because management and integration are incompatible states. So, what is perception doing structurally? Perception restores internal authority, not authority as control, authority as primary signal. When perception leads, decisions do not require justification, timing does not require urgency, recognition does not require explanation. Structurally, perception does three things simultaneously. First, it collapses substitution. Overthinking, checking, and urgency are no longer required because sensing is sufficient. Second, it signals safety to the system. When perception leads without consequence, the system recognizes that continuity is not under threat. Third, it removes the need for supervision. The system no longer needs to manage what is already coherent. And when supervision is no longer required, the system stands down. When the system no longer needs to protect continuity and steps down, management relaxes, explanation slows, compensation stops. Nothing dramatic happens. There is no emotional shift required, no insight needed, no action demanded. But structurally, something important changes. Perception resumes the lead role. And when perception leads, coherence becomes possible. Integration replaces control, and the original divine human template becomes operational. This is why perception is the entry point. Not effort, not intention, not discipline. Those belong to management. Now, the following is an important boundary to prevent distortion. Perception does not activate the template. It does not generate it. It does not cause it. Perception removes the block that kept the template offline. The template does not come from perception. It becomes accessible through perception because perception is the first state where nothing is being overridden, suppressed, or managed. This distinction matters. If perception is treated as an activating force, management re-enters. If perception is treated as a method, checking resumes. Perception must remain what it is, unmanaged sensing. This is often missed because most approaches try to do something to reach coherence. They emphasize effort, practice, or control, but effort signals to the system that something is wrong. Control signals threat. The original divine human template does not respond to threat. It responds to integration. And integration only occurs when perception is allowed to lead without interference. So to recap, perception is the entry point for the original divine human template because it is the first state where nothing is being managed, overridden, or suppressed. Nothing added, nothing assumed, nothing contradicted.